Across farmlands and forests, an unexpected challenge quietly spreads, affecting ecosystems, agriculture, and communities alike. Wild pigs, once a small presence, have multiplied at extraordinary rates, causing billions in annual damage worldwide. Their adaptability, intelligence, and impact on both crops and native wildlife make them a unique ecological concern. Scientists and farmers alike are racing to understand and manage these populations before their effects escalate further. This is a story of nature, human ingenuity, and the strategies being developed to restore balance. Stay with us as we explore how knowledge and science are shaping the fight against one of the world's most persistent wildlife challenges in the heart of rural landscapes across North America. An unseen crisis quietly grows. Farmers wake to find their carefully tended fields ravaged, irrigation systems destroyed, and young crops trampled before they can mature. This is not the work of weather or machines. It is the relentless advance of wild pigs, a species that has become one of the most disruptive wildlife threats in recent decades. Every year, these feral swine are responsible for billions in agricultural damage, forcing communities, governments, and farmers to rethink traditional approaches to wildlife management. If you're enjoying this exploration into the science behind controlling invasive species, make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on fascinating environmental challenges, from the rolling plains of central states to vineyards and orchards along the coasts. Wild pigs show an extraordinary capacity to adapt. They root through the soil with surprising strength, uproot crops, and damage fences and water systems with ease. Beyond the visible destruction, they carry diseases that can affect both livestock and native wildlife, posing threats to public health and economic stability. The problem is not limited to one region. Similar challenges are echoed in Europe, Asia, and Australia, where feral pigs have altered ecosystems and caused billions in damage. The sheer reproductive ability of these animals is staggering. A single female can produce multiple litters annually, each containing several offspring, many of which reach maturity quickly and reproduce within months. This rapid growth creates exponential population increases that outpace conventional control methods. The animal's intelligence and adaptability compound the issue. They learn from threats, avoid danger, and navigate challenging terrains with ease, often moving under cover of night, making monitoring and control even more difficult. Efforts to mitigate the damage require a careful blend of strategy, technology, and science. Aerial surveys, GPS tracking, and controlled management programs allow wildlife experts to target populations efficiently. Coordinated efforts between local farmers, environmental scientists, and wildlife agencies have become essential to slowing the spread. The work is complex and continuous. Without persistent intervention, populations can double in just a few years, magnifying ecological and economic impacts. In addition to direct crop losses, wild pigs disrupt native ecosystems. Their foraging behavior displaces local wildlife, reduces food availability for native species, and alters soil composition. Wetlands, forests, and grasslands feel the consequences, and endangered species are pushed further into fragile habitats. Every interaction with these animals can have a cascading effect, illustrating that their influence extends far beyond agriculture. To manage these populations, communities have adopted integrated approaches. Targeted population control, research into reproductive suppression, and habitat modification are part of a broader toolkit. These methods emphasize humane and sustainable practices, reducing the reliance on reactive measures alone. Such interventions require collaboration, funding, and public awareness. Science and technology play a central role, whether through remote monitoring, data analysis, or advanced management strategies that allow experts to predict and prevent population surges. midway through our discussion. If you find this deep dive into wildlife management fascinating, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. It helps support the channel and ensures you don't miss future explorations into the intersection of science, nature, and society. The story of feral pigs illustrates a critical lesson. When human activity introduces a species into a new environment, the consequences can be profound and long-lasting. Imported decades ago for agriculture or hunting purposes, these animals escaped or were released into the wild. Today, their descendants occupy tens of millions of acres, from wooded hillsides to expansive farmlands. Controlling them requires not just individual effort, but coordinated strategies that take biology, behavior, and ecosystem dynamics into account. One of the most effective strategies combines targeted removal with preventative science. Researchers study reproduction rates, feeding patterns, and habitat preferences to optimize interventions. Farmers and communities implement fencing and crop rotation techniques that reduce vulnerability, while wildlife specialists monitor populations using cameras, drones, and satellite data. This scientific approach has proven far more effective than reactive methods alone, offering measurable reductions in damage while preserving environmental balance. The economic implications are immense. Across the globe, countries spend billions on management, crop recovery, and ecosystem restoration. For farmers, a single night of damage can erase months of work and investment, threatening livelihoods and local economies. Beyond crops, livestock faces risks from disease and direct interaction with feral pigs, adding another layer of urgency to effective control. These animals are not just pests, they are a test of human ingenuity, requiring a combination of patience, precision, and persistence. Efforts to manage populations demand a deep understanding of wildlife science, including reproductive biology, behavior, and ecological impact. Solutions are never one-size-fits-all. They must be tailored to specific regions, climates, and community needs. Yet, there are signs of progress. Regions that implement coordinated control programs see reductions in population growth and a measurable decrease in damage. Continuous monitoring ensures early detection, allowing interventions before populations spiral out of control. Public education campaigns encourage responsible practices, such as preventing accidental feeding and maintaining secure enclosures for livestock and crop stock. In the end, the battle against wild pigs is not about elimination, but balance. Science guides the way, showing how human ingenuity and careful planning can coexist with nature, mitigating risk while respecting ecosystems. It demonstrates how challenges once considered insurmountable can be managed through collaboration, technology, and knowledge. As we conclude, remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to follow more explorations of how science helps humanity address complex environmental and agricultural challenges. Every effort counts, whether on the ground, in research labs, or through community engagement. By understanding the biology, behavior, and impact of these animals, societies around the world are learning how to protect crops, ecosystems, and economies from one of the most persistent wildlife threats of our time. This is the story of feral pigs, a species that illustrates the intersection of ecology, economy, and human responsibility. From local farms to global ecosystems, the challenge is ongoing, and the solutions demand science, strategy, and perseverance. Through sustained effort and innovation, communities are not just responding to a crisis, they are shaping a future where coexistence and control are possible, and where human and natural systems can thrive together.